My very favorite was watercolor, and I painted it for a long time, and the reason why I stopped doing it was because it had to be framed and under glass. In 2014, I took the collage workshop, and I thought this was it. I recognized right away that this is where I'm going to go. It's like water to me. I cannot live without it. My father was a professor, art professor, and he taught in a local school in Zakopane, a little resort town in southern Poland, and he was adamant to teach me everything that he could teach me at the early age of 6 to 8 years of age. And the landscapes were absolutely beautiful down there, very genuine grass fields, forests, mountains, so it was very inspiring. And I vividly remember going up the hill to paint my own house, and a group of tourists were passing by, and they just tiptoed behind me, and I remember being 8 and painting this watercolor, and they were all saying, "Oh, this is so beautiful." And I thought, are they talking about me? Because for a child, such compliment was something very special. I also remember my father taking me for field trips and teaching me perspective. And I said to my dad, "No, I want to play." "No, come over with me. See, this is what you draw, the house, and this is where the focal point should be, and this is where perspective should go to the focal point on the horizon." And I thought, okay, I don't understand this, but with time I understood, and it stayed with me till this day. I still remember his words very, very vividly. Being professional artist, he recognized early on my talent, I suppose, and he wanted to give me early start. And I pretty well didn't have any choice in life, because the art was always with me. However, at age 19, when I was trying to apply to Academy of Fine Arts in Warsaw, Poland, I was denied an entry, despite the fact that I had beautiful portfolio, looked after many good artists, and I was very confident that I would get in. However, because of the system, communist system, I was not given points that I needed to enter into exams even. So when I found my name not on a list of those that are accepted, then I went home, took some of my mother's sleeping pills, I wrote a note, "Do not wake me up," slept 24 hours, and decided I'm going to leave Poland because there is no future for me. I cannot choose my own future. So I left for England and then arrived in Canada. This is my glue, which is matte medium, and it's a messy business, so I usually like to wear gloves, because then it gives me opportunity to take them off and have clean hands when I need to rip something. And I have a brush that is designated to be used only for that, for gluing. And so I pick the color that I want to use, and I'm going to continue here with the sky, going from yellow to darker green, and then I'm going to work on this house. So I have this area done in yellow, and I really want to mix it up with orange. So this is how I go about it. I rip. Most of the time I rip, unless I have a straight edge, then I have to cut with the scissors, but I make sure that background of the painting shows up, so I don't try to cover it because it unites the painting. My very favorite was watercolor, and I painted it for a long time, and the reason why I stopped doing it was because it had to be framed and under glass, and I totally hated having reflections in the glass. I hated having to take my work somewhere and worry about glass breaking. And the tipping point was when somebody bought my painting. I very carefully delivered it to the buyer, only to find out that the glass was cracked. And of course I had to go and replace it, adding more dollars to something that was already confirmed that I would be paid. So at this point I decided that was the end of watercolors. So then I switched to acrylics, which did not have to have a glass. And that was pretty good for a while, but I realized that acrylics don't give me what I need, is a vibrancy of color. It usually gets darker as it dries, and it's not glossy, it's just basically, in my view, dead. So in 2014 I took the collage workshop, and I thought this was it. I recognized right away that this is where I'm going to go. Because of many things. First of all, it gives me opportunity to use different papers, from tissues to magazine papers to Japanese papers, so variety of textures, as well as I have a control over the color of it. And it's all nice and bright and shiny, and this is what I really like.